Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the September Committee of the Whole. I'd ask any member of the committee to declare a pecuniary interest now or it may arise. Councillor Loosely, please.
Thank you, Warren Marriott. I have one on 4A, B, information reports, and one on 4C that requires a motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others? Seeing none, move on to item number 3, Infrastructure and Development Services Division. We have 5 reports there. Are there any questions on these reports? If not, I look for a motion to receive and file. Councillor Miller and Deputy Warden White, all in favor. That's carried. Thank you. 3B, reports requiring a motion. We have 3. The first one is an update appointment bylaw for inspectors. The second one is regarding update appointment for bylaw for officers. And the third regarding road widening dedications along various county roads. Moved by Councillor Cook, second by Councillor Sageman. All in favor. That's carried. And is there any other business for infrastructure and development? Moving on to number 4, public health, EMS. 1, correspondence to receive and file from Andrew Williams, President and Chief Executive Officer, Huron Perth Healthcare Alliance. Any questions on this? If not, receive and file. Councillor Bean and Councillor Hand, all in favor. That's carried. 4B, information reports. There's 2 reports here. First one is regarding Community Health Integrated Care Update on implementation known as CHIC, and second one is regarding EMS Operational Update. Any questions? If not, a motion to receive and file. Councillor McRoberts and Councillor Miller, all in favor. That's carried. 4C, reports requiring a motion. Motion to adopt, report dated today and regarding Lambton EMS deployment plan. Any questions on this report? Seeing none, motion to receive and file. Councillor Sageman and Councillor Ferguson, all in favor. That's carried. Any other business under public health? Seeing none, move on to number 5, Cultural Services Division. There are 2 information reports, one regarding Doors Open, Lambton County, 175th anniversary, and the second one regarding library second quarters stats. Any questions on these? Moved by Councillor Cook, seconded by Councillor Sageman. Receive and file, all in favor. That's carried. 5B, reports requiring a motion. There's 3 here. First one is regarding libraries donations. Second one regarding security at Sarnia Library. And the third one, museums, gallery, and archives collection management, May to July. Any questions on these? Moved by Councillor Bean, seconded by Councillor Ferguson. All in favor. It's carried. Any other business for cultural services? Number 6, long-term care division. We have 1 information report regarding long-term occupancy 2023 and 2024. No questions on this. I look for a motion to receive and file as well. Deputy Warden White and Councillor Atkinson, all in favor. It's carried. Any other business for long-term care? Item number 7, Corporate Services Division. We have 1 report requiring a motion that's regarding Procedural Bylaw Committee of the Whole. There's 2 options there. Councillor Bradley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I'd like to propose a 3rd option, that we simply have 1 county council meeting a month. The AM/PM, that was a good move.
but all we're doing is repeating the same experience and bringing people out here and then 2 weeks later go through it again. So I'm going to move, I'm not sure there'll be much support for it, but I'm going to move that we simply have county council meetings once a month and stop the committee of the whole process and not revert back to the AM and PM committee.
Do we have a seconder for that motion? Councillor Loosely, sorry. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, all in favor of the motion? Opposed?
Can you record the vote just for the record?
Sure. Oh yeah, we don't do recorded votes in committee.
Okay.
So.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So.
To do that again, all in favor? Opposed? I would say that's defeated. Look for any other motions. Deputy Warden White.
I move recommendation number 1, continue with committee of the whole.
Okay, and we have seconded by Councillor McRoberts. Discussion on that. All in favor? Opposed, if any, that would be carried. Any other business for corporate services? Seeing none, we move on to item number 8, Finance, Facilities, and Court Services Division. We have 2 information reports, Court Services 2024 second quarter stats and activity. The second one is Reserves and Reserve Fund Status Report, Road to Recovery. Any questions? Otherwise, a motion to receive and file. Councillor Case, seconded by Councillor Miller. All in favor? That'd be carried. And 8B, reports requiring a motion regarding 2025 new capital grant requests. Moved the recommendation, Councillor Veen. Second by Councillor Miller. Discussion, Councillor Loosely.
Yeah, thank you, Warden Marriott. I cannot support this. I think that we're not in dire straits. I think when I look back almost 6 years ago, we were at 39 million in reserves, we're at 69. I know we've used some reserves, that's what we needed to do, and I think that's what it's for. But I think we should give the opportunity for the public to at least come and be heard, rather than completely saying like we did last year, no, you can't come. We don't have to approve it, but I think we should give them that opportunity. Thank you.
Councillor Bradley.
If Mayor Loosely would like to make that a motion, I would move that.
Well, we have a motion on the floor now.
Or I'll move that as an amendment.
Yeah. Sorry?
I'll move that as an amendment to the motion.
Oh, okay. Do you have a seconder for the amendment? Okay, Councillor Loosely seconds that. Further discussion? Councillor Dennis, please.
Thank you, Mayor Warren. Warden Marriott. One thing, now again, some here have a lot more experience than I do, but I was reading that the debt of the county is getting, I don't want to say dangerously high, but it's certainly getting higher than it has been in the past. It was high, and then the Lambton County Council and staff did a very good job lowering it, and now it's back up to, I don't want to say dangerous levels, but it's getting up there. And it seems like we have an awful lot of organizations and people coming to us with their hand out and such. So is the CAO concerned about our finances? It seems like we're doing well reserve-wise, and I know that there's a potential large project with the roundabout in $3 million roundabout in St. Clair Township. Are we getting to a point where we could be stretched financially? Because I certainly don't want to pass it on to the taxpayers. They're stripped. They're tight enough.
Okay, I'd ask Mr. Tifo or Mr. Pilarkio, whoever wants to.
Yep, I can go, and then Mr. Pilarkio can correct me if I'm wrong. But ultimately, we did report on the debt, and the debt situation sort of escalating upwards in a rapid fashion on account of some of the projects that were approved this year and a certain investment in downtown Sarnia. So the debt level is rising. If we're going to compare our debt and our projected debt levels by the end of the year in terms of authorized debt, as against sort of provincial thresholds, we're probably at about 50% of that threshold in terms of outlook. Compare that against the report that you have in today's package with respect to reserves. I think the message there from staff is that our reserves are low, given the assets that this corporation has. You will see a report in the next month or so on our asset management program and plan, and it will identify that we have about $1.6 billion in assets that we need to take care of on a long-term basis. And then, of course, we have additional projects that the county needs to take a look at for the future when you're looking at considering sort of that question. And those additional projects are in long-term care. There's going to be significant capital repairs there. Social services, of course, you've heard quite a bit on that over the last 12 months. And we have other sort of county specific assets that we wish to maintain that will be brought to your attention again. Those were mentioned in our budget deliberations over the last couple of years. So when you take all of those sort of factors into consideration, we do want to sort of maintain sort of current expenditure levels as conservative as possible. I can't answer the question directly in terms of whether or not I'm concerned. I believe that's a question best left for your body, for this body to address. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything to add, Mr. Pilarkio?
Through the chair, I think Mr. Defoe provided an excellent summary of the financial situation. The only thing I would like to add is basically on the debt piece is some of the investments that you made. I just want to reassure that we're not dangerously high. I mean, these were strategic investments that we made. They were smart investments as far as I'm concerned over the long-term plan, especially with the acquisition of Lambton Shared Services. You could have paid $24 million in rent over 20 years. You paid significantly less over 20 years by acquiring it. So that was significant. And then we also addressed some significant needs across the community, such as affordable housing, where we took out additional debt as far as authorized debt. So I think we're, as far as reserve fund levels are concerned, the $1.6 billion in assets, our council has approved the reserve fund policy, and we're significantly below those targeted thresholds. So we look at things through a long-term lens, and at the end of the day, a report like this is in council's hands as to what they'd like to do.
Any other questions or comments on the motion or amendment? Councillor Loosely.
Thank you, Warden Marriott. I think all I want to say is, we don't have to approve any of these that come to request some money, but I do want to remind County Council that our ceiling is like $90 million. And I don't say we ever get near that or to that, but we are not in what I call a dangerous situation. And I think I hear the same story every year when a budget comes up. It's going to be difficult and there's issues. I know that, and we know that. But anyway, I just think we should give the public the opportunity to be heard. Thank you.
Deputy Warden White.
Yeah, thank you. Can I just get clarification on the motion and the amendment, please?
Yeah, I was going to do that. If there's no other comments, Ms. Leger, could you read both, please? Oops, sorry.
Yes, thank you, Warden Marriott. So the motion that was moved by Councillor Veen was the recommendation that County Council authorize staff to continue the moratorium on any new capital grants for the 2025 county budget as a response to controlling and containing costs in the upcoming 2025 budget. However, Councillor Loosely, seconded by Councillor Bradley, wanted to bring forward the amendment to allow for the moratorium to not continue for the 2025. I would suggest that we deal with the first motion, which is the recommendation, and if that's defeated, then we can look to the floor for a subsequent motion, if that works for council.
I think the only difference there was Councillor Bradley made the motion and Councillor Loosely seconded it.
Okay.
That was my understanding, that we usually do the amendment first.
Yes, we can proceed with the amendment first.
Okay, call the question on the amendment. All in favor? Opposed? That is defeated. And the original motion, as you heard, if anybody needs it again, all in favor? We have a seconder. All in favor? Opposed, if any? That's carried. Thank you. Is there any, item C, other business under finance, facilities, and court services? Seeing none, we move on to number 9, social services division. We have 2 information reports. The first one is regarding 2024 homelessness enumeration, and the second one is regarding homelessness prevention to be part of the solution campaign. And we do have a video, so we could look at the video first, please.
So the outreach teams work with the people that live outside, so we're often the first point of contact for people that are perhaps a little bit distrustful of the system.
We spend a lot of time building rapport and building relationships
Among the population experiencing homelessness.
Being able to build those relationships allows us to take steps forward with clients to move them towards housing stability and connect them to other very important resources like addiction supports and mental health resources. Homelessness exists on a spectrum from people couch surfing to being visibly homeless in a small community. Nobody wakes up one day and says, hey, you know what would be fun? I want to live in a tent in a park. So we need to support one another instead of ostracizing and, shaming individuals that are struggling.
I always say that any one of us could be a few months away from being in the same situation. So practicing compassion and trying to understand what they're going through, it can go a long way so that service providers can connect them with solutions that have been proven to work in fighting against homelessness.
Okay, any questions on the 2 reports? Not, I look for a motion to receive and file. Councillor Ferguson, Councillor Miller seconds. All in favor? That'd be carried. Thank you. Anything under other business for social services? If not, item number 10, in camera. Look for a motion to go in camera, please. Councillor Dennis and Councillor Loosely, seconds. All in favor? That's carried. And it will be Okay, sorry, welcome back. Before I take a motion to adjourn, I believe Councillor Atkinson has something he'd like to announce.
Thank you, Warden Marriott. I'd just like to announce to all the county councilors, if you have not received, you will be shortly receiving an invitation to yourselves, your council, and any of your former councilors or mayors to attend a brief presentation to our former mayor, Lonnie Napper, on October the 1st at the Kamlaki Community Center. So it's just from 5 to 7, drop in, but we'd like to have everybody there. And this goes to county staff as well that have worked with Lonnie over the years. So thank you, Warden.
Thank you, Councillor Atkinson. Any other announcements before I take the motion to adjourn? Sorry. Oh. Yes, Mr. Taylor, I believe this may be your last meeting. So I want to thank you for everything you've done. I know you came through a tough time with COVID, and we owe you a lot. So I just want to thank you and wish you the very best in your retirement. I believe he will be around a little bit before he actually leaves for good, so that's maybe a little premature, but the official date is here. So anyway, Councillor Loosley.
Thank you, Warden Marriott. I think for the record, I'd like to make a motion that he be thanked for his service to the county, so there's some kind of a record. Thank you.
Okay, do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Case, all in favor? That'd be carried. Now I look for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Veen and Councillor McRoberts, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you.